Hi friends, David here from Learn Stage Lighting, and in today's video, I'm really excited because I want to kick off just a couple videos, a short series about lighting the environment, lighting the areas around your venue. We want to start by saying, okay, why should we light the space around our venue? To me, the greatest tip, really the greatest trick that I have to lighting your venue is, not just lighting the stage, but lighting the area around the room. Think about for a minute, and I know I talk about this in other videos, and it's a topic, honestly, that keeps coming up because it's really important. So think a little bit about the last time you were in like some sort of environment, whether it be a retail environment, a theme park, retail environment just meaning store, a church, an entertainment venue, and you were really wowed as you were drawn into the experience. Okay, think about that for a minute. What made that different? A piece of it was probably some sort of lighting around the space, right? Some sort of lighting. It doesn't have to be massive, doesn't have to be expensive, just something, right? I mean, if you think about, Disney, Universal Studios, these huge theme parks, of course, their themed environments spend, oodles of money on lighting. And it looks amazing. Of course it does, right? But how can you take some of what they're doing and apply it to what you're doing to make an amazing environment? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So the first and easiest thing to think about is, okay, why create an incredible environment through lighting? This actually brings me back to high school, okay? Back in high school, high school, we did Alice in Wonderland. I think it might have been my freshman year, okay? We did Alice in Wonderland. And the director was a new director that year, and she had, some different visions, some cool ideas of things that she could do with lighting and with scenic and stuff to make something interesting. And what this director did was she had this idea. She said, I want to shine gobos around the room. Okay. And now picture this. Okay. We're in our high school and it is the early 2000s. And we're in a room that was built in the 60s. So think about a high school theater built in the 60s. If you haven't been in these, there's a lot of them around the country. And, it's typically pretty dark. It's kind of drab. By this point, it's somewhat dated, right? It's showing signs of wear and tear. The wood that they used, on the lower walls and the stains chosen were definitely outdated at that point. And even the drywall going up was just dark. The house lighting was dark, and it just felt kind of drab, right? And so when you lit the stage, it made the stage pop, but still the room felt really drab. Well, I wish I had photos, but bringing in these gobos, just some simple, just I think two were shined up on the sides of the stage in the front, and then there might have been one or two on the opposite walls, because there was a lighting position on each wall out in the audience up high, and so they could cross shoot. Okay. And they weren't used the entire show, right? The textured ones, I think there were some trees or something on the sides. They were used a lot. The ones on the sides of the room were just used during breaks. But you know what? It really set me for it, and it really started to build in my mind, okay, how do we add more texture to the lighting that we're doing? How do we add more environment? How do we create an unforgettable event through lighting? And then as my lighting journey goes, I've had so many great opportunities in my career to see some really great lighting and just be able to work under and be a part of some really incredible events where, budgets were nearly unlimited and the rooms looked incredible. Okay. But you might be saying, okay, David, I'm running a venue. I run lights for my band. I'm a DJ. I'm a church. We don't have we don't have an unlimited budget. How can we start to really make our events, really make our venues look great? And that's what I want to talk about here today. When we talk about lighting the environment, I've just got a sample venue up here in the capture visualizer. The kind of thing that I'm talking about is what I've got going on here, right? Just, I mean, literally, uplights, okay? Just as an example, there are so many different uplights out there. So say you're running a venue, before, after. When you're in this space, that change of just some basic uplights, and we'll be sure to include some pictures along here throughout the video, just some super basic uplights really unifies the room. But it doesn't stop there. Okay. So a simple uplight like this, just to show you an example, if you're not familiar, doesn't have to be complicated. Okay. So this is the Econ Par from Gamma LED Vision. Mine's a little dirty. Sorry about that. But this is a great little part, and there's a lot of uplighting units on the market. And in fact, later this month, I'm going to do a comparison of some of the most popular ones. But there's a few things that good uplighting units do well. One, they're battery powered. Okay, this guy's got a little bit of weight to him. I could get a workout right here because it's battery powered. This one also is convection cooled, no fans, so that also makes it heavier as well, and thus a pretty decent workout. But they're battery powered. So if you're a band, a church, a DJ, and you just need to put something out mobile, quick, a lot of these battery powered units can really fit the bill. They'll often go 10 hours or more, as long as you're not running them at full white, right? If you're just running one or two of the colors of LEDs at a time, typically they'll run a very long time, okay? The simplest way to light the environment, the simple way to use an uplight like these is to just, spread out the yoke, or a lot of the uplights are the flat type that only shoot up. This one has the ability to go side to side as well, a good bit. Point the uplight up, turn it on, boom, dial in a color. So I'll literally just go, there's a color mode. Yeah. Literally dial in a color. This is in a white here. Set it up against the wall. And then, you're good to go. See, watch. Ta-da, we have an uplight. Okay, but units like these often, not only can you set a color manually or choose from different colors built into the light, but those Gamma ones, they have a little remote, just a little IR remote, and a lot of the other brands too, the ADJ, the Chauvet ones, a lot of them will come with a remote. So as long as you have that remote enabled in the light, you can just walk up to the light, just point it and hit the button, and get the same color all evening long, all show long. And that's great. It's honestly, if you do lighting like paid, like as part of, what you do, whether that's a band, you light weddings, or a DJ, you light weddings, a church, you got weddings. Why do I keep going back to weddings? Because weddings are a decent way to make money. But it's one of those things, just adding a simple uplighting package, even if it's just boom, battery powered lights, put them out on the ground, almost no labor cost because you're not having to like find plugs and plug stuff in. You just literally put them on the ground, turn them on, click on the color, done. End of the night, opposite. Nice and easy. You can dial them into a static color like that, be done, and really shape the room. Okay. Another great option with lights like these is they often work wirelessly. Okay. So this one has wireless DMX built in, and most of the units on the market do, and that enables you to either use a standalone little transmitter box at your console, or most lights, including these Econs, and I know a lot of the ADJ and the Chauvet ones, and by the way, we can get you all of those through Learn Stage Lighting Gear. Check out that below and grab your personalized quote today. But we can get any of those for you. But you can often use one of the lights as the transmitter, use the rest as receivers. And as long as most of these are 2.4 gigahertz wireless, as long as your 2.4 gigahertz spectrum where you are isn't like crazily overrun, they typically work quite well. Okay. So this is definitely the simplest way to create that unforgettable event through lighting. Where can you put up lights like this? Okay. You can put them in the room, right? Like in capture here, I've got them in the room. Okay. You can put them coming in at the lobby. I mean, even just like if you want to build anticipation for a cool show, literally, say you've just got a main set of doors, 2 lights outside of the main doors. Big difference. Okay. Takes it from kind of a drab, dark, unfocused entryway to pop. This is the entry. If it's permanently installed, install a unit. You can put a light up high maybe and point down. There are a lot of options there. My other tip, the second easiest way to add really interesting room lighting and to build that anticipation is just, say before a show. So I'm in a show here, right? We've got the light on, the band's lit, et cetera, et cetera. But say you just want to build that anticipation right before the show. Let me just go and just grab my backlight units here. I'm working here in capture with Onyx, which means there's now two-way communication, so I could just select my lights there, and here they are in Onyx. Nope, we're not connected. Hold on a second. This is what happens when you change things around. Yep, grab the console and capture. If I get the right lights, deselect that guy, boom, we got him right here. Just even before a show, okay, build some anticipation, right? We missed one of them, but you get the idea. He's hiding there, that's okay. Build that anticipation, right? Use gobos around the room like this. You can put gobos around the room, go and put them up, instead of on the stage or around the room, go and put them up on the ceiling, right? Say we grab all these lights and we just pop them up to the ceiling, right? Now I don't have a ceiling right now in this room. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and fan. Oh, we're on tilt, aren't we? Go ahead and fan these guys out. Boom. Now this versus what we had just a minute ago, which was right like that, and probably off before a show, right? Typically, lights are totally off. House lights are up. I don't have house lights in this venue. That creates that anticipation. It creates that interest. It creates that excitement for the show to come, right? And then, when the band's about to start, instead of just bringing the boring old house lights down, right, you can bring down your room lighting, all right? You bring that down, and then the band hits, and, you're rocking and rolling and moving things around. Do I have any effects? Oh, yeah, I do. Rocking and rolling, moving things around, having a show. So that's another way, whether you're lighting a band, a church, whatever, DJ, to really pump up your event and just get that little bit of extra excitement out of it. Okay, that's a wrap for today. If you liked this video and you were watching and you were like, hey, I'm interested maybe in getting some uplights, hit us up at Learn Stage Lighting Gear. Let us know a little bit about your venue. You'll get a link below as well here on the home screen. You'll just answer a form, enter some basic details about where you are. This is US only, what you're looking for. What your venue's like, send us some pictures, and then we'll respond. We'll get you a quote. We'll help you find the right light for what you're doing and be able to quote you a personalized price. So if that sounds interesting, check out Learn Stage Lighting Gear. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks.